Hey guys, today I'm going to be telling you why you should vote yes for the trade limits to be taken away and the wilderness to be reinstated. I think I'm going to begin today with the wilderness. The wilderness, or wild as some players refer to it as, was once a thriving, dangerous and exciting place to be. For those of you who are post-2007 scapers, the wilderness was essentially Bounty Hunter today, although there are a few differences. The wild was open to PKers on every single server across RuneScape. This made green dragon hunting, for example, a far more challenging task. As like Bounty Hunter, the further you venture into the wilderness, the greater the combat level gap allowed for combat between players. So if you're a level 100 and you decide to run into level 30 wilderness, then you could be attacked by level 130. So, why is the wild a must for an awesome game? I myself joined RuneScape back in mid-2007. The wilderness was a place to be truly feared, and as human nature dictates, the adrenaline rush of overcoming fear had always given me reason to venture into the wilderness. My second point on the wilderness is this. Imagine the sheer enjoyment for a second. You remember being a noob, don't you? You couldn't take part in all the bounty hunting and dangerous mini-games. Why? Because of the pros. The people that were just too good and you could never face them or beat them, whatever their level was. But what if PKing now meant picking up 5k worth of range gear and maybe a rune 2-hander? You wouldn't have to wait to get any extra EP, you wouldn't have to revise your tactics or plan escape routes. There would be thousands of F2P players who will flock to the wild to experience first-hand combat, first-hand adrenaline. And this will mean that PKing will no longer be reserved to the best. And this means anyone can PK and maybe live to tell the tale. And now for what I believe to be the most important point on the reinstallment of the wilderness. Drops. With the return of old school PKing comes a return of pick up what you took down. It's all yours. You killed the idiot Russian with an Armadale Godsword, it's your Godsword now. Enough said, now for the disadvantages. We all know that with free PKing back on our servers, activities such as runecrafting and clue scrolls will be massively affected. However, is this for the worst? Take runecrafting for example, one of the most boring skills in the game. If you put a PKer or two in the way, it's going to put off a large sum of players, thus the supply of death runes, for example, deteriorates. This raises the profit for those willing to risk a little. As well as this, the demand for deaths will also rise significantly, raising the profit margins even higher. The reinstallment of the wild would smash up prices of runes and make skilling more rewarding. And now on to our second subject, trade limits. This is a difficult one to discuss. What to the GE? Can we really expect to return to the days of leaving RS Client on a loop in the Falador Part World 2? No. The Grand Exchange has delivered a fast, efficient and impeccable service to RuneScape players. I am fully indebted to this part of RuneScape as, in the space of 12 months, it's made me about 100 million GP. What I believe will happen is the fundamental free market, a term I just invented. The GE will remain, but you will sell for however much you want, and you will buy for however much you want. As for why free trade should return, firstly, merch clans. They'd have a far weaker effect on the economy. I mean, sure, they could buy up a huge amount of prayer potions, but other people would just sell lower, making their activity pointless. Enterprises will bloom. A fairly wealthy player will offer money for anyone who wishes to work for him or her, collecting flax for example. The flax pickers will be confident of a person who will buy for them, and the richer player will be able to make a profit selling to crafters, etc. As well as this, you'll be able to fund a pure account if you wish. With no trade limits, you'll be able to stick as much money as you want from your main account onto your pure account, as long as you find a way of getting your two accounts on the same server, which to be honest isn't too hard. So no more sitting around and looking for ways to make money on a free-to-play account when you could just hand over 50 mil and you're sorted. And now for the counter arguments. What about gold farmers? What about them? Blizzard, the creators of World of Warcraft, allow gold farming. Did I mention that WoW is the most played MMO in the world? Gold trading is not as evil as outdated Jagex propaganda may tell you. The clogging up of fishing spots? That doesn't matter. Mining? Look at how the majority of players train it. Woodcutting? Ivy. And in fact, botting at Green Dragons will be non-existent with the new PKers. So there are my ideas. If you have any opposing opinions, you can obviously comment. I don't want to turn it into a flame war, but I don't like blocking people and banning people's comments either, because we're all entitled to an opinion, and I think it's best if we can all sort of express what we want to say. So yeah, thank you for watching, and if you have anything to say, obviously just comment below, thumbs up, I know you want to, and subscribe. Thank you, goodbye.